Alright, on the last part number one, when I took the transfer case out, I showed that I opened this bolt, this nut right here, and it is not necessary to take it out unless you want to change the bearings. There's nothing wrong with the bearings here. As you can see on the inside, right there, it turns good. I'm not going to change it. No need to open it. If all you need to do is the chain, then after you open, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think 15 or 16 bolts. You just beat on the transfer case with the rubber hammer. This is the rubber hammer until it actually pops open. I think there used to be some kind of a silicone or sealing or something that they used to use. I'm going to refresh that with something else. But you knock it a few times, it's going to come out. Now I want you to look at that chain. You see all that gap right here? That's what's skipping. When you put torque on that, you put pressure on this one here, it will skip. The chain got to be much tighter than that. This chain is done. After I put the new chain in, and by the way, this is the chain that I got. This is the manufacturer, Brown Warner, Borg Warner, Morse Tech. I got that chain. After I put that, by the way, as far as aftermarket stuff, I couldn't get that. That's my neighbor. I couldn't get that chain from BMW. They don't sell the chain by itself. I had to get it on eBay. I paid $79 on this chain. But just to give you heads up on chains or a lot of time aftermarket material, you have to remember that the original equipment manufactured parts were engineered sometimes not to last. I know it kind of sounds derogatory a little bit, but they engineer it in a certain way that the part will not last forever. On aftermarket, if it's a reliable company, like here in the US, we got a lot of reliable companies that will make aftermarket parts that they ironically engineer things to last. So in that case, this chain actually will supersede the original equipment manufacturer chain, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee for as long as you own the vehicle. That's the chain that I got, and after I put the chain in, I will show you how tight it is, and when I take the car for a test drive, after I put everything inside, it should not skip at all. Now, as far as the transfer case, there is no electronics involved with that. It's all mechanism. It's just basically taking the torque from the transmission, turning it to transferring the torque to the front wheel and the back wheel. That's all it does. No electronics, mechanical. Beat that few times to knock it out. It's not going to come immediately. It's not just lifting it up. You have to beat on that few times, pry it out. Do it gently. Do not chip the aluminum. Do not scratch anything. You're going to regret that when you go under your car and you see a pedal of transmission fluid, transmission lube. Alright, that's as far as the transfer case chain. When I put that back in, I will show you how it looks. Okay, one of the gears, very easy. You don't even need to pull it out. It just basically slides out. Sits right, hold on one second, let me move the chain out of the way. Alright, it sits basically right here. Oh, where is it? Oh, okay, here it is. You see, it just sits and it slides out. I tilted a little bit to get rid of the oil. I'm going to clean the case before I put everything back together. Second one will not come out because there is something that's holding it in. Surprise. See that? You're going to have to either, I'm going to look if I have to expand it or tie that. Where is it? Okay, here it is. I think I may have to, no, not push it, probably pull it out to release this one. Otherwise, there is a little holder right here, this one, that will not let the chain come out. So this one gotta come out first. Once that comes out, the chain come out, we put the new chain in, put them back together, clean the case, of course. All that crap gotta come out, excuse my language. All that stuff gotta be clean. So once I'm done with that, I'll put the chain back in and I'll show you, and you're gonna see. Now be careful when you take that part out. There is a couple of things inside that you don't want to move or mess up. This one, and there's one more inside, so make sure it stays in. Alright, we'll be back in a minute when I put the belt back in, the chain. After changing the chain, here's the old chain. If you remember, I squeezed it and I showed you how much it had, it was loose. Now look at this one, check that one out, that's the new one. It's barely even moving. God almighty, that was like, I'm surprised it even stayed there. I checked all the gears, everything, all the bearings. It's kind of tricky to put it back in. It took me about maybe 20 minutes to align it right. This is a magnet that collects a bunch of the debris. You can take it out if you want. Well, too late now, I put it back in. But you cannot just take that out and think that the chain gonna pop up. It's not. It's got this ones here. You see this ones? That holds the chain inside. So you have to, you see, it holds the parts of the gears inside. So you have to pop both gears out. This one comes relatively easy. You just lift it up. This one you bit on the other side, on this side, slowly, gently, and again with the rubber hammer. Don't use steel hammer. You don't want to chip anything. You don't want to put too much torque on that. You want to gently pop this one up from here. This one will pop up. This one, you put the chain on both of them together. Make sure they're aligned even, and you push them together. This clip here again, you have to spread it outward. You have to open it. This is the tool that I used. Got it at Harbor Freight. Cost maybe $1 or $2. You got one place where you're going to squeeze and it's going to open, and then if you flip it to the other side, you're going to squeeze and it's going to close. You can, so it's a multitask tool. But I put it right there. Let's see, right there, and you. Oh, all right, let's see if I can get it now. All right, and you push it, and it will spread it until you can take this, knock this wheel out. Because this one locking it right there. Look at that. You see this channel? It sits inside there and locking this one from popping up while you're driving. So this is as far as the transfer case. Don't go and pay hundreds of dollars to rebuild it. Get the chain. Make sure you get the right chain. This is the 059, I believe. HV 059. That's for a 2000 BMW X5. I'm not sure what kind of BMW you're working on. If you're watching this video, this is for the X5 2000. This is the NV125 transfer case. There is a sticker. Show you where the sticker is, right here. A little decal that they put. This one, and this one is the NV125. I know you can't see it on the picture, but trust me on that. NV125 HV 059. This is the name of the company that makes it. Put it all back together. Put a little silicone over here when you seal it. Pop them back in. Do not use torque, like oh man, I can't think of what's the name of this one. Impact wrench. Thanks. I couldn't think about that. But don't use an impact wrench to tie them. You tie them manually. I think the specs, I'm not sure what the specs, I'm going to check what the specs as far as the pounds, how many pounds you got to tie that. Don't bust the threads. Put them in, tie them, give them another quarter of a turn after it's tight just to make sure, and that's it. Don't play with it too much. I'm going to have to clean all that silicone and everything. This is the old chain. Doesn't worth shit. Recycle it for 25 cents. The new chain is in and it's done. It's going to go back in. Took me all together to take everything, and I work easy. I don't really work too fast. I just take my time, enjoy it. I really enjoying stuff like doing stuff like that. So I don't really work fast, but it took me maybe, I think, 5 hours to take everything out, get to a point that the transfer case is out, and it's going to take me probably about 4 hours to put everything back in. It's not a very hard job. It's just time consuming. And if a mechanic wants 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or even 5,000, whatever they want to replace that, do not pay that. There is no reason to pay that. You can do it yourself. I did it. You can do it. Go for it. Good luck.